Hi everybody, I'm Kirk. I'd like to welcome you to my blog. First time I've done this solo. I've done a thing with a guy by the name of Marland on Sink or Swim Survivor Style. But I'd like to just give you my recap of last night's show and try to give you my opinion, see how I feel, kind of give you a little insight of how I play the game, and hopefully enjoy that and I keep it fun for you. We take a look at before the challenge. Not a whole lot went on. These guys were in Rob's camp were not too excited about too much. They had come off of the last tribal council and things didn't go their way, and they had to vote somebody off. But you look over at Russell's camp, things were kind of moving around a little bit. Russell and who he claims to be his next poverty, Stephanie, were running around trying to find the idol, not knowing that Ralph had one already. Ralph's loving it because he knows what they're doing and he knows they ain't going to find it. But Russell's so good and he's such a great player and he's so smart, he's got to find it, right? Wrong. And then Stephanie comes up with a brainstorm of, let's make a fake idol. You can try that. It's not going to work. Especially because Ralph knows that there is no idol. It's not out there. He knows that he's got it. So a fake one's not going to do anything but make them look like a fool. It's got no power. Just making them believe they have one without using it gives them no power. So I think that was a dumb thing to even suggest. And, it didn't work anyways. They didn't come up with one that actually show one, so it didn't matter. They went to the challenge. Everything worked pretty good. They decided to throw the challenge on Russell's camp so that they could get Russell out. Ralph was leading his crew of 6, and he wanted to get rid of Russell, and they all agreed. Some of them were kind of hesitant about it. Julie didn't really like the idea. She didn't think it was a good idea to throw the challenge. Sometimes that can backfire, when you have the numbers going into the merge, but it's too early for a merge anyway, so I think that was a good idea, because they got to get rid of Russell, which is the power, and then they can focus on Stephanie. And, so they went to the thing, and they didn't do well, so they say gave it 100%, but it wasn't enough, and they lost the challenge, and then they would be able to put their plan into place. Rob was pretty happy about winning the challenge. They needed that. It was a good high point for them. They could celebrate, and they got the reward and stuff, so they went back, and he noticed Philip sitting in the chair. He was looking for the idol and couldn't find one, and he needed a clue. He noticed Philip sitting in the chair, and it was broken. That was a string of luck, and then he found the clue in there, but he didn't know how to make it work. He didn't know what the clues meant. Well, Rob's pretty smart. He's going to be able to figure it out eventually. Having the clue and nobody else not having it, that's a bonus in itself. So at least then he knows where it's at. Unless somebody finds one on their own, like Ralph did, he's pretty safe. So the other guys, Russell's group, they go to tribal council. Not a whole lot said. There's some useless banter back and forth. Stephanie has got this infatuation with Russell that she thinks everybody should be glorifying him and wanting to keep him in the game. She's the only one that doesn't realize that the only one in the game for Russell is Russell. He's not there for Stephanie. He's not there for Ralph. He's not there for anybody else but himself. That's what he's done before. Yeah, he knows how to play the game. He knows how to get to the end. He knows how to take people with him. That may not work for you. He hasn't won twice, just as much as he's gotten there twice. He hasn't won also, so I'd steer away from that a little bit. They split the vote, 3-3. Like I said, I don't think I would have done that if I was Ralph. I'd have used my vote, holding the idol, knowing that it wasn't out there. I'd have used my vote as number 4 for Russell, and then had to maybe explain it to the tribe later. But I think that would have been a smart move to do. Then he locked in for sure. As it was, he got himself in a little bit of hot water with a 3-by-3 vote. So he didn't know that Julie was going to flip. She didn't, as it turned out, but he didn't know that. He had some reservations. He thought he was solid, but it could have very easily gone. Luckily, she was smart enough to know that Russell was a threat and not a cornucopia. So as it turned out, Ralph stayed. Russell went. Redemption Island. Matt's there. He beat Francescoa, and now he's going to go up against Russell, and we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be interesting. I like the twist of it. This was my favorite game night of all. I thought it was pretty cool to see Russell go, although I'd like to see him stay and go head-to-head with Rob a lot, because I think that's a neat thing. I think Rob's group is going to ride him a little bit. They're going to ride his coattails and try and get as far as they can, but I don't think they have quite the opposition with Rob as they do with Russell. He's a mean-spirited little guy, and he's going to step on a lot of people to get where he needs to get. And in the end, it's going to bite him. I think anybody who's with him is going to bite him too. So I think it was a good idea to get rid of him. That's going to give somebody else a chance. We're going to see what's going to happen to Rob. We'll see what happens next week on Redemption Island. See if Russell stays in it or whether Matt stays in it. I think it's going to be interesting. Tune in then if you like this, and we'll see. We'll go over it then. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.